Hello and welcome to today's assembly, which is all about World Book Day. And World Book Day is taking place tomorrow on Thursday, the 4th of March. So the theme for this year's World Book Day is to share a story. So what I'd like you to initially think about is, what is the best story that you have ever read, and why is it your favourite story? So for me, one of my favourite novels that I've read is called The Great Gatsby. I studied it when I was doing my A-levels and I just absolutely loved it, and I must have read it now at least 7 times. So what is the best story that you have ever read, and why is it your favourite story? So we all know that books and reading can play a massive part in improving your overall academic achievements. However, I am here today to speak to you about the way that books can have a really positive impact on your overall mental health and general well-being. And particularly during these troubled and difficult times where we spent a lot of our time in lockdown, books can help you in many ways. Now, the 5 things on this slide, they're not made up by me. Studies, academics have shown that books can lead to an increase in mental stimulation. Books can also help to reduce stress. Books and reading can help you to improve your overall knowledge of certain topics. Books can also help to improve your memory. And finally, books can also create a sense of peacefulness, a sense of tranquility, take you away from the TV or the games console or the phone that we always seem to have in our hands. So these are just 5 areas where books can have a really, really positive impact on your life. Now, personally, I think that reading is one of the greatest gifts that we have in life, and the ability to read is something that we should really cherish. And unfortunately, there are plenty of people in the world that maybe live in deprived, poverty-stricken areas that do not have that ability to read. And it is absolutely essential that we do not waste having this ability. Now, if you look at some of the quotes that I put on this slide, the 3rd one in particular means a lot to me. There is no such thing as a child who hates to read. There are only children who have not found the right book. And that means a lot to me. It wasn't until I was an older teenager where I spent some time with the librarian at my school, my English teachers, and started to find books that really opened my eyes, and I've never looked back. So now what I'd like you to think about is, do any of these quotes mean something to you? And then, with World Book Day taking place tomorrow, what reading challenge could you set yourself for World Book Day? On this slide are just some potential ideas for you to help celebrate World Book Day. Remember, the theme for World Book Day is to share a story. So perhaps record a video of yourself explaining what your favourite book is and why. You could just share your book. Record a video of yourself reading a passage from your favourite book. Or thirdly, read with someone. Find a book in your house and for 20 minutes, try to sit down with your siblings or parents or as a whole family and read together.
Hello and happy World Book Day to everyone. It's Mr. Barty here.
Hi, Miss Senior here, and as you can see from this stack of books, if you recognise them, I am a huge Harry Potter fan.
Hi guys, Mr. Troughton here.
Hello, my name is Mrs. Howarth and I'm Head of Technology, and I've got a real problem with books.
Hello and welcome to my favourite place in the house, which is right next to my bookshelf.
Hi everybody, Mr. Kelly here. Hi everyone, Mrs. Taylor here to talk to you about the importance of reading and books in my life for World Book Day.
I was a bit of a late starter with reading. I didn't really get it to begin with until I was maybe kind of midway through secondary school, and then I suddenly absolutely loved it.
And reading books was one of the key ways that I was able to start to understand people a bit better, even fictional characters, understanding their motivations and why they acted the way they did helped me to start to understand people, but more importantly helped me understand myself.
It took me to a different world really. I think it helped me to relax. I didn't have to worry about what was going on in school, what was going on at home, things like that. I could just go way off to myself and have a little read.
Really shows how even though a book might not be about you or about your life, it can still have meaning for you. It can still feel really important.
And the glorious thing is to me is to read somebody else's ideas of a place.
Hi, so the book that I want to review is called 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini.
At the moment, I'm reading a non-fiction text about a Manchester-based poet, and it tells me all about his life.
Normally I tend to go along with adventure books, thrillers that really are very, very different to the life that I lead.
It's been really cold and rainy and we've had not much to do during lockdown. I've been reading books by an author called Victoria Hislop. She writes about places like Greece and Spain. So when I'm sat at home and it's cold and wet outside, I can be transported to hot sandy beaches and blue skies.
Your head, your feet and your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. Yes.
I think you can see by how battered and bruised they are that they are certainly two of her favourites.
Sometimes as well, I manage to find little gems for my daughter. Michael Walpergo.
So my little girl's 5. Every night she reads to us. So she's currently going through the Mr. Men series. So we've had Mr. Tickle. She reads one of these books every night before she goes to sleep.
So if you have an interest and you like the person, find out if they've got biographies out there. Really powerful to listen to how they've gone from one end to the other.
50,000 people had come to the Suffolk Air Show on the east coast of England, but only one of them was there to commit murder.
A big fireplace. Fresh logs placed on the fire, damped down with snow-soaked herbs to give a sweet aroma to the air. Every Redwaller who did not want to sleep took a seat. Obrisha and Baltic were installed in carved high-backed chairs. The audience settled down, watching the two travellers eagerly. Today, as we walked through your beautiful abbey, we saw a tapestry, the mousemaid began.
And so Moomin Troll was helplessly thrown out in a strange and dangerous world, and dropped up to his ears in the first snowdrift of his experience.
Are you an angel? He smiled. No, I'm just an old man. His hand remained steady, outstretched towards Liam. I'd understand if you chose to stay and die.
Now, as you know, over the last week or so, beginning last Friday, we've been holding our very own tournament of books. And today we have reached the semi-final stage. So there are only 4 books remaining. So please keep on voting for your favourite book. The voting for the semi-finals closes at 6 p.m. tonight, and tomorrow on World Book Day itself, we'll be having our own grand final. So the link to vote will continue to be posted on your English Teams chat, and we want as many people to get involved as possible. So parents have also been sent links on how to vote via MyEd, Twitter and Facebook. So please keep on voting. To celebrate World Book Day tomorrow, we would also like as many of you as possible to take part in our lockdown costume challenge. So what we want you to do is to dress up as your favourite fictional character and strike a pose. You might want to do this with brothers and sisters or even as a whole family. Send your pictures to library@beckfootthornton.org and also tell us which fictional character you are. There'll be prizes up for grabs for the best and quirkiest and most creative cosplaying out there, but just try to have some fun with it and use this as another opportunity to celebrate World Book Day. Now, before half term, Miss Billingsley set Year 7 and Years 8 some reading challenges to complete, and I'm very excited to announce that the following 4 students have managed to complete all 9 of the reading challenges that were set. So a huge well done to Nina Sharma and Christopher Craig Burns in Year 7, and in Year 8, well done to Francis Tidswell Thompson and Rahaf Abazid. And also the winners of the Form Prize in Year 7 are SU1 and in Year 8 DR1. And when we return from lockdown, you will be receiving, as you can see in the picture, the famous trophy, the Golden Duck Egg. And that is our World Book Day Assembly. So I would really hope that you make the time tomorrow to celebrate World Book Day in your own way and have some fun with it. There are some suggestions on this slide. You might want to take time out of your day to read a story on your own or read with your family. Please vote in the final of the tournament of books and we can see who will be the winner. And thirdly, take part in our lockdown costume challenge. And most importantly, happy World Book Day to all of you. Take care. Bye.